Hi families, it's me, Mrs. Entner, and I'm sending in this video to kind of try to explain the new homework that I'm going to have coming home starting this week. And I don't want you to think of it as homework. I want you to think of it as an opportunity to help your child grow as a reader. So what I'll be sending home is called a RED folder, and it stands for Read Every Day. And your child each has their own folder here. I happen to have Marley's. Your child will have a book in this folder, and the book will be based on their independent reading level. We do some testing here at the school, and they have an independent reading level, an instructional reading level, and then what we call a frustration level. Independent is a book that they should be able to read on their own. That does not mean that they'll have 100% accuracy. We shoot for 95% accuracy, so about 1 in every 20 words could be difficult for them. So I still want you beside them, helping them through the words. Instructional level is anything below 95%. So if they're missing or having difficulty struggling through a lot of words, that book is too hard for them. And if that happens, send it back to me with a note and let me know that that book was too hard for them. But I'm aiming to get your child at an independent level at home, because my whole goal in doing this is to encourage them and empower them to read on their own and feel successful with it, because that's what helps them to grow and to want to do it and to feel like they can do it. So the books that I'll be sending home, I have a variety of kind of books. There's books like this, and you can see, like, this is a level A right here. This one is a level I, and it says the level right up there on it. Some of them are like paper copied books that I have gotten offline, and your kids will read these. Or some of them are actual books that have colored pictures in them. I ask that whichever kind of book your child has, please treat them with care, because when they return to our classroom, some other child will be using it. I have a large variety of books available. I've got the baskets behind me. I try to have a mix of fiction and nonfiction for your child to choose from. Your child will be choosing the book that they bring home. I very much believe in the power of choice, and letting the kids feel motivated by choosing a book that they'll want to read. So out of this basket, so let's say they are a level C. I've got a whole basket of C books. Out of these, they will choose a book that looks interesting to them to take home in their RED folder for the night. Now, my goal here is that your child will read anywhere from 3 to 5 books each week. I know that it's not realistic to expect your child to read every night, because life happens. We have crazy things going all the time. You have dentist appointments and dance, and somebody's sick, or you're going here, there, and everywhere. And I know that it's not realistic to sit down every night and do it. My goal, though, is at least 3 books per week for your child. So each night they will bring home a book in their RED folder. Also in their RED folder will be a sheet like this, and at the top it says students leveled books. You just need to write down the title of the book that they read, the date that they read it, and the initials. The smiley face is for me. I'll put a sticker on it when they bring it back, and that kind of acknowledges, like, I have seen that your child read. And when your child brings back a book, your child will pick out a new book to bring home that night. So why am I doing this? I know that we have a million things to do. As a parent, 2 years ago, my own son was learning to read, and I went to the public library. It was over summer, so I didn't have access to all my teacher books, and I went to the public library and tried to pick out books for him to learn to read, and I found that everything was too hard. And in order to find a book that was at his level for me to help him read, I had to do a lot of digging, and I want to save you that trouble of finding a book that is at your child's level, because I want them to continue to read outside of the classroom. So this is me providing you with the resources and material in the easiest way that I think that I can. I do not want this to be a chore. I do not want this to be something that your child dreads. I want this to be a time that you sit down with your child and they read to you. So things that might help it become something that your child could enjoy, don't overcorrect them. I know that it's hard, but they're not going to get every single word right on every single page. And I don't want you to kill their desire to read by overcorrecting them. I do ask that they read it multiple times. On this sheet, that there are some guidelines. Certain levels, the lower levels, the level A through E, I'm going to ask that you read it probably about 5 times. They're those short books that have like 1 to 2 sentences on a page. As we get F through I levels, I want you to read it probably 3 to 5 times, depending on how smoothly your child is going. And then when you get beyond a level, when you get to a level J, that's when you get into the serious stuff, the real reading, the longer stuff, and I don't want your child to feel like they need to read this 5 times, because then it just becomes a chore. Read it through once or twice with them really well, and then sign for it and send it back. All of this information is also on this sheet right here. Another thing that I ask that you do or encourage you to do with your child is read aloud to them every night. I will have also a read aloud log. And there's my camera. And I also have books available for your child to take home. You'll know that it's not one of the loved ones because it actually says it's a take-home read aloud. Your child has the option to bring home a book to read aloud, that you, the adult, read aloud to them, rather than them reading that book themselves, just because it creates that relationship with books and helps them to love books. So I think that is all the things that I wanted to tell you about. Yeah, I've got my notes here. I'm just looking through. I just want your child to have a very positive experience with reading. I want your child to feel successful with it. I want your child to feel confident with it. And I want to be able to provide these materials for you in the easiest way possible. So that's why I'm sending these. So tomorrow evening, Monday evening, your child will come home with their first book that they have chosen to read at home. So I hope that tomorrow night you can sit down with your child and do that. Thank you. Happy reading.